All right, what's up, my friends? Today, I want to see if I can talk you into actually becoming a talent scout in the network marketing profession and do things differently than like the masses who aren't really making that much money are doing. So that's what we're going to cover in today's episode. All right, so let's talk about talent today. This is one of my favorite subjects to talk about, and honestly, if you're involved in network marketing, you should be focused on talent scouting. Unfortunately, and let's roll through this because here's the deal: your bottom line, if you're going to build a team of people, is to build a team of productive doer, producer, make it happen, get it done kind of folks. You're not looking for the shy, scared of their own shadow, introverted, mean, negative, skeptical, nasty, not fun to be around person. You're looking to put an individual into the business that meets the qualifications of a successful network marketer. And that is not everybody. And the reality is, when I started in network marketing, which is a long time ago, we were told to pull out this thing called a memory jogger. And I'm not saying that the memory jogger doesn't have any merit, but the memory jogger, the idea there is write names down of everybody that you've known since kindergarten, and that's your prospect list. Now, again, I think it has merit from the standpoint of like, okay, if I'm going to build a business and I want to gather some customers and identify some people, who do I know? And that who do you know thing is widely used in all different types of business, not just network marketing. But I remember even like my original mentor was like, I'm like, who's a prospect? And he's like, well, go out in the marketplace, shove a mirror up underneath their nose. If it fogs up, they're it. I get it. Okay, anybody that's breathing, but like, I mean, if you've done this game for any period of time, you kind of realize like, look at the people that are walking across the stages. Is that everybody? And I'm not. I mean, like I get it. Male, female, married, unmarried, educated, not educated, white, black, Asian, whatever. There's a big cross section of successful people, but they definitely have attributes. They definitely have qualities that they exhibit that others don't have. And so, unfortunately, what a lot of people do is and this is normal. This is very, very normal. Most network marketers, and I mean most, will get in, and because they're lacking in the stuff up here, not brains, not smarts, but they're lacking in beliefs and conviction and all of that. And I'll save that for another training. They tend to go down the socioeconomic chain. Okay. I've trained on this a lot over the last 20 plus years. They tend to go after people that if they were met with resistance, okay, big deal. My broke buddy, whatever, he blew me off. But if if my friend, like this really influential person who knows everybody in town and they're like so charismatic and wonderful, and if they reject me, oh my goodness, like I don't know if I could handle that. That would be a really tough one to take. And I get that. It's not like I don't understand that. So, I mean, I get it. Look, I get it deeply. It's like, oh, what if what if you reject me? What if you're not interested? It's like, oh, I'm not worthy. It's an interesting dynamic. And what my objective today is to just I want you to think differently. Okay. If I can get you to think differently, you will begin to act differently. And here's the thing. And look, just so you know, let me back up a second. Like I've recruited in every way you can imagine. Okay. So it's not like, and I'm like not some dude who read a book on network marketing and decided I want to be a speaker. Like I had no intention of ever being a network marketing trainer. I had zero intention of it. Just, whatever. It happened that way. Okay. But it's based on me having success in the field. So I'm not, and I also, a friend of mine said this to me the other day. He's like, oh, those that can't do, teach. I'm like, dude, I mean, I'm like, let's go toe to toe then. I'll go toe to toe with you in recruiting. Let's see who wins. So, I don't know why that bothers me, just because it's like, even though they might not be referring to me, it still kind of pisses me off a little bit. That's my competitive nature. So, but the whole idea here is when, like, I mean, I started out with warm market and I was a 22-year-old broke, scared kid who had a lot of mindset issues. And as a young guy, I remember like, oh, you're older than me. You must know more. Why would you listen to me? I've never made any money. I mean, all the common same thoughts that most people have. And then I got into leads and I worked at, I built my business for 11 years with leads, with purchase business opportunity seeker leads, which by the way, 15, 20 years ago, those were like a hot commodity in network marketing. I'm not saying they don't work anymore. In fact, one of my good friends is like been in the same company for like 28 years, has made more money than almost anybody I know in network marketing, still works leads to this day. And he's so good. I'm like, I was talking to another guy that I'm like, why does he why doesn't he he's calling leads. He's like, yeah, he's calling leads. I'm like, that's nuts, man. Cause the thing about leads, you have to sort through so many people to find a good one. That it's just like, it gets exhausting. I mean, think for a second. Like you have a great prospect on the line. That conversation's amazing. They're open, they're leaning in, they're interested, they're smart, they can communicate, they got personality, they got a little spunk, a little energy, versus the low energy, negative, skeptical, mean, nasty, complaining, irritating, whatever person. That just drains you. And I actually got into recruiting professionals because I had been working leads for so long, and I recruited hundreds, if not over 1,000 people. I never counted, but I recruited for 11 years, pretty much all with leads. and did well, got some good people, but had to sort. I mean, for every 100 people, it's like, okay, I'll have 5 decent, maybe 10 decent conversations. And that just gets exhausting. And I remember one day I was sitting there, I was like, man, it was like one of those days, and I was doing well. I was making, whatever. I was making big full-time income in network marketing. And I was like, God, this day is like, just like everybody I talked to was just pathetic and terrible and didn't show, or just, it was like, I don't want to talk to these people. I just want to talk to good people. And I was sitting there and there was a magazine on my desk, and this is like direct selling news, but there was a homes and land magazine on my desk. And I was like, oh, realtors, that's interesting. Like, most realtors are outgoing and sell for a living. And I don't really know any realtors that sound like this last dude that I had on the phone. And so that's that. And I'm not going to go into all of it, but that was the beginning of me moving into like this new strategy. It wasn't even a strat. It was just an idea at that point, which became a strategy. And the reason, like, I have a course called Insider Secrets to Recruiting Professionals. The reason it's called Insider Secrets is because I didn't want to share anything I didn't want to tell anybody, because once I found this method and it was producing like crazy, I was like, I don't want to tell anybody about this. I don't want to outfish my pond. So I ultimately ended up producing a course around it, then did a full re-record of it a couple years ago, because I actually went to the U.S. Department of Labor's website and I looked at it. I was like, I can't outfish this pond. This pond is way too big. And I don't know if you get the outfish the pond analogy or not, but I'm a fisherman. And like, if I got a secret fishing hole, I'm not telling the public. I'm not announcing it. I'm not going to run a full page ad. Here's Todd's favorite fishing hole, because, it's going to get outfished. I mean, any fisherman person knows that. So, and the reason is like, I had a prior experience where I had been running advertising co-ops. And by the way, if you don't know what an ad co-op is, an ad co-op is where let's say you take 20 people and they all have $100 to advertise. Well, now you got $2,000 because you got 20 people putting $100 in, which allows you to run bigger ads and more ads, which creates an image of largeness. And then you rotate and you split the leads. Okay. That's basically what an ad co-op is. And I've run tons of those. And we had imploded so many ad co-ops because we were running ad co-ops with 400 people, and we had ad budgets of like huge ad budgets, like 6-figure ad budgets. But like ultimately, because there were so many people and we just had a point of diminishing returns, lead quality dissipated, and then they just weren't producing what they could have been, because there was just a limit at that time on places we could advertise and leads we could generate. And that's why I was like, I ain't sharing this with anybody, until my friend Anthony called me up. He's like, dude, you need to tell me how to do this. And I'm not going to go into that whole story, but what I want you guys, I want you to think differently for a second. Okay. This is the bottom line for today's training. I can just begin to shift your thinking, and then it's up to you to act. You got to decide for yourself. But again, like look at, I think it depends on what your experience is in network marketing, but I mean, are really highly successful people, are they shy and timid and afraid of their own shadow and I can't really talk to you? Yeah, they're not like that. They're outgoing. That doesn't mean that they have to be an extrovert. I know a lot of introverts highly successful in network marketing, but they can turn the extrovert on and then they go back into introvert. I don't know. Like at this point in my life, I'm kind of both. Like I'm totally extroverted, but I got no problem like just rolling by myself. Like, especially after I speak for 3 hours, I just want to disappear and go hang out by myself. Plus I don't really party anymore. So normally I would speak and then go out with people and get myself in trouble, and gone are those days. But, so here's a couple of different angles, and then I'm going to show you some missed opportunities. You have opportunities underneath your nose every single day, and you're not even doing anything about it. I already know, and you're like, don't get me. You can't. Yeah, we can't interact here because it's a recorded video. But I already know what the answer is because I've done this umpteen times in big audiences, huge audiences, small audiences, and when I get to that thing, like I'll already know what the answers are before I ask the question, and it's universal. So that, and when I get to it, you'll understand what I'm talking about, and it will clearly prove my point that you have opportunities surrounding you all around. You're immersed in opportunities, but you're not even taking action on those opportunities because you're not looking at them as opportunities. And my job today is to help you begin to look at them differently so you can recognize, oh, that's an opportunity. Maybe I should take advantage of it. So again, like if we just go with the bare bones idea, I'm building a network marketing business. I need to put people in that are capable, able, connected, aren't afraid of their own shadow, are willing to engage in conversation with people. And this is a sales game, man. You can sit here and, oh, this isn't sales. We're in a sharing game. No, you're not. You're a direct selling company. So is it traditional sales? No, it's not. But it's definitely selling. You're selling your opportunity, you're selling your products. I mean, so to sit here and just like not admit that you're involved in selling is stupid. Oh, we just share stuff. I'm like, cool. If you just share stuff, then why don't you just, buy the product for me and I'll consume it. And in fact, why don't you just pay my way into your opportunity? In fact, why don't you just build it for me? You see where I'm going? So you're looking for people that have particular characteristics and qualities. I think it would be a good idea for you to sit down with a piece of paper, and for you personally, and it'll differ a little bit for everybody, but like, what are you looking for? Who are you looking for? What qualities do they have? Do you want the, introverted, totally shy person that never leaves their house? No. You want the outgoing person that's well connected, ethical, hardworking, loves making money, loves competition, you know, loves to be around people. I mean, I'm not going to go into, you describe what you want. But the thing is, if you get really clear with that avatar, like the ideal perfect candidate, then when they appear in your life, you're going to be more likely to see those people. It's just, that person's got what I'm looking for. It'll just be obvious to you. But unless you do the exercise, it won't be. So we know we want good people. Then again, you need to describe what good people are, But this is a sales game. This is a performance game. In other words, you're paid on production, you're paid on performance. So, going after somebody who's like, oh, I want the safe job, and that's it. I'm looking for my IRA and my pension, and that's it. I don't want to make too much money because the IRS might find out about me. Or that's not who you're looking for. You're looking for a financially motivated, driven individual that wants more. Again, I'm talking about business builders. You're like your key top business builders, not somebody who wants to come here and make a couple $100 a month. And one analogy I've used many times is like, okay, you got to put a winning Super Bowl team together. Go. And you're like, whether you understand football or not, like most people, even if they've never played the game, like, oh, those are big, burly dudes, muscular, fast, super athletic. So are you going to go get the 140-pound scrawny little guy sitting on the sidewalk? No, because he'll get crushed. You're going to go after the fastest, most, athletic, uh, best kickers, great arm, whatever. You get where I'm going. You're not going to go after the tiny little person or the big fat dude that eats chips all day and hasn't exercised in 12 years and is about ready to die of diabetes. That's not who you're looking for. Who are you looking for here? And the other thing is, like, I wish more networkers would do this. Maybe after this video, you will. Most networkers, first of all, they go down the socioeconomic chain because it's like, oh, I'm going to be met with, well, who cares? Again, if my broke buddy says no to me, I'm not going to get rejected. But boy, if my successful friend, oh, geez, can't take that. And then, like, the other thing is, like, people are like, we'll talk to anybody, but they tend to go down the socioeconomic chain. And then the idea here is like, okay, well, let's say you were a CEO of a company. Now, you can put yourself in, don't ever say this publicly because it's really not the case. But in your mind, you're the CEO of your own enterprise. You're the CEO of your future. You're not the CEO of your network marketing company, is what I'm trying to tell you. You're an independent distributor with that company. But you're the CEO from here down. And I'm like, okay, so as the CEO of my company, I need to hire a VP of marketing. Okay, I get 100 applications in. I'm just going to take the first one off the top and hire him? No. Any company, legitimate, real business is going to go, okay, no, not qualified, not qualified, not qualified, not qualified. Oh, there's one. There's a good one. There's a good one. Okay, we got 10 decent applications here. Let's interview these people. And then you're going to sit there and you're going to interview them. Do we make a good match? Are you hungry? Is this, you're going to figure out, is it going to work here? And then you're going to hire the best man or woman for the job. But in network marketing, it's like, oh yeah, just go talk to anybody, whatever. We'll see what happens. Just flip the rock over. You want to be a talent scout. Stop dumpster diving and start thinking about who could crush this if they did it. And then again, I'll say this for another one, but you then have to have like the conviction and the belief around what you're doing and the commitment that you're actually going to do it if you're going to approach those people. If you cornered me today and you said, Todd, you can only recruit in one way. In fact, no, let's do this. Todd, you can recruit. You got two choices. You can recruit burger flippers from Jack in the Box, or you can recruit realtors. Who are you going to choose? Are you serious? Like, realtors, but why? That's obvious, but why? Then you need to go, okay, well, what do burger flippers do? Burgers flip burgers. Who do burger flippers hang out with? Other pimple-faced 16-year-old burger flipping kids. I can make fun of that because that's my first two jobs, Jack in the Box and McDonald's. In reverse, McDonald's and then Jack in the Box. Who's a 42-year-old real estate agent hanging out with? They're hanging out with other successful people, not in or out of real estate, but people surround themselves with people that they are like, that they are similar to. What does a realtor do? They sell. They work hard. They hustle. They're independent. They don't have a job. It's totally performance-based business. If they make a sale, then they get paid. If they don't make a sale, they don't get paid. What other occupations? Oh, commission sales, mortgage professionals, insurance agents, small business owners. You open up a small business and you suck. I live in this town where I walk into businesses. I'm like, I was with my wife the other day. I was like, oh, these guys aren't going to make it. It's like, dude, what are you selling? You're selling trinkets out of a 1,400 square foot place in downtown. I don't even know if you can cover your rent selling this little. It just boggles my mind. And by the way, not all business owners are created equal as well. Or, even something like, interestingly enough, bartenders can be amazing people in network marketing. Bartender, like really good ones. Have you ever you go to a bar? I don't really go to bars anymore, but you go to a bar and they totally ignore you. They don't pay any attention to you. And then you go to a bar and that's like, the person's like amazing. They're just good. You're looking for the good ones. So in fact, let's do this. I'm going to go into that little test. Okay. I want to test you real quick. I already know what the answers are, but I'm still going to test you. And I know you can't respond to me, maybe in the comments. If we get enough engagement and interaction, you can comment from wherever you're watching this. So my first question is a dumb question. This is a dumb question because I already know. Well, I'll just go with it. Do you own a cell phone? One of these, right? And of course, I already know what the answer is. The answer is yes. Unless we're, 100%. Yes. I did this live like 2 weeks ago for like a couple hundred people on a Zoom. All yeses. Okay, cool. So you have the means. All right. Now, this is the second question. If you think it is at all possible that within the last 7 days of you living your life unless you were just, last week I barely left the house. I was grinding so hard. But like just going to the grocery store, taking the kids over here, running across town, taking the car to the shop, whatever, like just, the things that we do in life. If you think it's at all even remotely possible that you've driven, this is just one example, driven by any for sale sign for any piece of real estate. If we were going to do this in comments, type in real estate. I mean, when I do this live, it's like, yes, I have a phone, and pretty much everybody, unless they didn't leave their house. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yes and yes. Now the third question is, did you call the realtor? And then I get all no's. The only people that ever say yes to this are people that have gone through my Insider Secrets to Recruiting Professionals course, period. I mean, I've identified them. I'm like, oh, yeah, I got your course. Okay. So then the good thing is they took action on the course. And so you're driving by like these, like all the time. Like I see a for sale sign. I pull over, pull out one of these. Hang on a second. Pull out a yellow pad and pen that's wedged between my center console and my seat. Pull over, make the call, ring, ring. Good afternoon. This is Jan. Hey, Jan, Todd Falcone. How's it going? She's like, good. What can I do for you? I'm like, Jan, I was just driving by your listing here in Beaver Lake Estates. She's like, oh, fantastic. Are you interested in the home? I'm like, well, Jan, I'm an entrepreneur. I love working with people in the real estate community. And I got a very straight up question for you. Do you at all keep your options open in terms of making any money outside of what you're currently doing as a real estate professional? That's the peak interest question. It took me 6 years to get to that, but that is the peak interest question. Now there's some other things, there's reframes and all that. That's all covered in my recruiting professionals course. But you guys are just ripping right on by. You don't even make the call. How do you know? Like what? And the other thing is, in our warm market, what people do is they judge people, even though we tell people network marketing 101, don't prejudge people. People do it all the time. You look at your friend that drives the BMW M5 series that lives in the big house, and you're like, that guy would never do this. I made the mistake. I'll tell you a quick story. So I'm with my friend Randall. I met this guy in a Bible study in like 90, I don't know, early 94 probably. We played a ton of golf together. I was playing golf like 5 days a week back then. I could because I was making a bunch of money in network marketing. He was retired. Like he had a company, he sold the company. He married the daughter of the fourth wealthiest guy in the state of Texas. So they had a huge trust fund. He didn't need any money. He had so much money. It was ridiculous. He'd buy a car, lose 50 grand on it, go buy another one, lose 50 grand on it. Because as soon as you pull it off the lot, it's done. Go buy a car, pull it off the lot, lost another 50. I mean, it was like ridiculous. I could show up at the golf course. I'm like, dude, you got a new Porsche? Yep. Oh, got a new AMG Mercedes? Yep. Got a new Range Rover? It's like, I mean, he was just ridiculous. He knew I was involved in network marketing. Knew it. Because, I mean, we're good friends. Still are to this day. I never told him about my network marketing business. So I've made the mistake. I never told him. I never said, hey, Randall, you want to take a look at this? I never, ever did. One day he calls me. He goes, hey, Todd, what's up? I'm like, what's up, Randall? He goes, do you know Everett such and such? And I go, yeah. I go, why? He goes, yeah, well, he's on your 6th level. I'm on your 7th. Why didn't you tell me about this? And I was just like, I don't remember what I said. I'm like, I don't know, because I'm a freaking idiot. I don't know. I just never thought you would do this. And so again, I've made the mistake. So this is a good friend of mine. I mean, I give you other stories, but it's happened to me more than once. Let's just put it that way. So I don't normally let that happen, but it's happened to me at least twice that I can recall. So, you're sitting there skipping people that you're making the decision for them without even asking them, which is just foolishness. And I know Randall didn't need the money. And I asked him, I go, why you don't, I didn't call you because I didn't think you needed the money. He goes, I don't need the money. He goes, but I'm bored. I think I can make an impact with this. This is really cool. And the crazy thing is he was a massive customer gatherer. I probably would have made $4 or $5 grand a month just off of his customer acquisition. He never built a huge team, but he had all sorts of customers, loved the product, shared with a ton of people. I mean, that's not small money, $4 or $5 grand a month off of one dude that's a customer gatherer in your team that I knew way better than Everett did. Just dumb, And so again, you're like, we all have people in our chicken list. Like, who's the chicken list, right? If you don't know that term, it's an industry term. The chicken list are all the successful people that you look up to that you won't call because you're afraid of how they're going to judge you, perceive you, whatever, how they're going to react or respond. So you don't even talk to them. But somebody else is going to have the balls to go talk to those individuals, and they're going to bring it up to them, and then they're going to join their business. Excuse me for my term balls, but I don't have a better word for it. Intestinal fortitude. Is that better for you? I don't know. Okay. You got to grow a pair and make the call. Do the reach out. Let them make up their mind. Just reach out. Flip the rock over. Hey, look, man, I got this business I'm doing. I got no idea whether you're open or interested in anything, doing anything different. But hey, would you take a look at this video? If you take a look at this video, I'd love to get your feedback. whatever. Doesn't even have to be exactly that. I'm just giving you an idea. But to not say anything, to not engage, to not reach out is foolishness. And then here, let me go back to this example. This is like real life, real world example. Okay. When I was actively building in the field, I was living in Sammamish. So this is probably I don't know, 04 or something like that. 05, somewhere around there. No, it had to be like, because this is pre-08. So it was like 06 or 07, whatever. So I was gone. I was at a national conference for our company. I was gone for like 5 days. I come home. I know my refrigerator's empty. I got to go get some fresh produce. My mailbox is full because I've been gone. Pretty common, right? So I drop my bag off, get in my car, drive to the store. As I'm leaving the neighborhood, I see a new for sale sign. And I've trained myself to look for this stuff. You just haven't yet. I pull over, I pull the yellow pad out, wedged conveniently between my center console and my seat with a little pen attached to it. Let me just show you. Just like this, right? Just like that. Little pen. Pull over, write the realtor's name down. Her name was Jan. Ring, ring. Good afternoon. This is Jan. It's her cell phone. She answered her cell phone. I'm like, hey, Jan, Todd Falcone. How's it going? She's like, good. What can I do for you? I said, Jan, I was just driving by your listing here in Beaver Lake Estates. She's like, oh, fantastic. Are you interested in the home? I said, well, Jan, I live right down the street from the home. Actually, I know the owners. It's a beautiful home. I'm an entrepreneur. I love working with successful people, and I happen to work with a lot of people in real estate. I have a very simple question for you. Do you at all keep your options open in terms of making any money outside of what you're currently doing as a real estate professional? She said yes to me, okay? This is like total straight up real life. This is not made up stories. So I'm on an errand running session. This is not Todd sitting down at his desk prospecting. I'm running an errand. Drive. Okay, it's like 8 minutes to Pine Lake Shopping Center. Pull up to Pine Lake Shopping Center. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm dragging a little bit. And this is how my shopping, it's like a strip center, right? There's the coffee shop. There's my post office. There's the QFC grocery store. Okay. Go and order a green tea. While I'm waiting for my green tea, there's a big cork board up on the wall. I'm like, oh, cork board. I'm looking up there. Oh, there's a business card for a personal fitness trainer. Oh, there's a mortgage person. There's a realtor. Bang, bang, bang. Grab those 3 cards, put them in my pocket, go next door, grab my mail, go right next door, put the mail where my kid would be sitting in the grocery cart, start shopping. I'm kind of a psycho in the grocery store. Don't ever go shopping with me unless you got running shoes on. Anybody who goes shopping with me, it's like, I'm there to get it done. I know what I'm doing and I go fast. I don't know. I'm like, should get myself on video one of these days. You'll know what I'm talking about. I'm like 4 or 5 minutes into grocery shopping. All of a sudden I see this little miniature man following me around, like tiny man following me around. No, he's not following me around. It's an ad on the grocery cart right there in front of me. State Farm Insurance, Greg. Not going to give you his last name. I pull my phone out in the grocery store while I'm shopping. I don't know how many of you have ever done this. Most people probably not. Ring, ring. Good afternoon. State Farm Insurance. This is Marcy. I'm like, hey, Marcy, this is Todd Falcone. Is Greg in, please? Yeah. Boom. Transfers me to Greg. Hey, Greg. Good afternoon. This is Greg. Greg, Todd Falcone. How's it going? He's like, good. What can I do for you? I said, Greg, I'm looking at your smiling face between my tomatoes and my eggs. Oh, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm looking at your smiling face between my tomatoes and my eggs. He still was kind of confused. I'm in the QFC grocery store around the corner from your office. Oh, yeah, I got the ad running there. I said, listen, man, obviously if you're running this ad, you're looking to grow your State Farm business. I'm an entrepreneur. I love working with successful people. I got a very simple question for you. Do you at all keep your options open in terms of making any money outside of what you're currently doing as a State Farm rep? I don't do it that fast. I'm just doing it in this video, okay? But clearly I've done this twice. Times, I don't know how many zeros we want to add to it. Enough, okay? You could be just as good, if not better than me, if you just did it and I taught you and you did it over and over and over again. The first time I did it, I was like, nervous, butterflies in my stomach. I could teach you how to be incredibly confident recruiting professional people. It's not that hard. In fact, it's way more fun, way more productive. If they say no, they're actually nice to you. I mean, it's just a totally different game. Everybody that you talk to, they sound great. They sound like somebody you'd love to have in your business 7 days a week. So you've already pre-qualified this group. It's the best way to recruit, in my opinion. Okay. I know everybody's on social media. And by the way, you can do this on social media. My friend Andrew's recruited over 200 people off of LinkedIn doing it. My friend Jim Tanner, dude's built a 7-figure business, 100% recruiting professionals. If I had him here live right now, he'd be saying the exact same thing. And if you doubt it, I'm happy to get him on the phone with you because he'll tell you straight up. And we've never worked together. He's just followed me, purchased programs for me. Bought my cold market lead mastery course. As soon as I released Insider Secrets, got into that, dug in, and he still builds his business to this day doing exactly that. Now, let me go back into the grocery store. So I make the call in the grocery store. I said, look, your office is right around the corner from my house. Is it possible we get together on Monday or Tuesday of next week? I don't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday at this point. This is like 06, 07. But I went into his office the following Monday or Tuesday, sat down with him, presented my business to him. He signed up. Did he crush it? No. But he was a customer. I think he brought a couple customers in it. For him, didn't pan out to be something huge. But I did it. He signed, and this is like real, okay? Now I get done grocery shopping, get in my car. I'm driving home. What's in my pocket? The 3 business cards: personal fitness trainer, the realtor, and the mortgage person. The first person I called was the personal fitness trainer. They answered. It was their cell phone. Hey, look, I don't remember the guy's name, actually. I'll just make this up. Ron. Hey, is Ron in? Yeah, this is Ron. This is Todd Falcone. I said, look, I just grabbed your business card off of the coffee shop in Pine Lake Shopping Center. If you're putting your card up there, you're obviously looking to grow your personal fitness training business. I love working with, successful business people. I'm building my business here locally. I love working with people like yourself. Very simple question. Do you at all keep your options open in terms of making money outside of what you're currently doing as a personal fitness trainer? He said no. Oh my gosh, I should quit network marketing. No, it's just, but he's just like, no, I'm totally focused. It's cool. Whatever. Bang. Next, whatever. So I get home. I'm on an errand running session. I make 3 phone calls, and 2 out of the 3 said yes to me on an errand running session. All 3 sounded great, by the way. How many missed opportunities are literally underneath your nose, underneath your eyeballs every single day? You're not even recognizing it as an opportunity, or you're too scared to reach out to them because you're worried about how you're going to be judged or perceived or whatever. I don't know. The eyes cannot see, the eyes cannot see the things that they're not yet trained to see. So if I train you to look at things, tomorrow you're going to get in your car, you're going to see a real estate sign. You're going to be, oh, damn, Falcone. Ugh. Now, you're either going to drive by it and do the same thing you've been doing, or you're going to pick up the phone and you're going to make a call. You might bumble through it, especially if you don't know exactly what to do. Here's the thing. This recruiting professionals training is, and I'll even say this right now. You get my recruiting pros training and you're like, dude, this sucks. I don't even like you. I'll give you your money back. I get virtually 0 refunds on that. Why? Because it works. And here's the other thing. Don't be like my friend Scott. Scott M. I won't mention his last name. Scott. I know his last name. It's a customer of mine. He calls me up one day, and I had his voicemail saved for like 2 years on my phone because it was beautiful. He calls me one day. He goes, hey, Todd, man. He goes, I totally blew it. And this is voicemail. I goes, I got to share this story with you. I got your Insider Secrets Recruiting Professionals course. I tried to do a different script than you taught. I did different categories of professionals than you teach. I fell flat on my face. I got no results. I stopped listening to it. I was like, oh, this doesn't work. And I kept hearing from other successful people that were using your training and getting results. And it was like really bothering me that I wasn't getting the results. So I finally went, okay, I'm going to go through it again. I'm going to do it as he teaches it. I'm not going to go do it my way. And he goes, dude, I went 12 for 12 and 8 for 12 the first 2 days. And in our language, what that means is he made 12 calls, got 12 yeses. Next session, he did 12 calls, got 8 yeses. I mean, now that's high, okay? On average, what I found is about 50% of the people, if you do this right, if you get this dialed in, will say yes to, I'm open to an opportunity. Your job is like, hey, hey, look, I'm looking at your website with Coldwell Banker. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm in the process of expanding my business into Dallas. I love working with, people in real estate. And I'm doing a bunch of work down in the Dallas area. Even if you're not expanding into Dallas, now you are because you made the call. Listen, I got a straight up question for you. Do you at all keep your options open in terms of making money outside of what you're currently doing? Bang, done. Yes, no, maybe so. Oh, maybe so. I'm not going to get into this. I'll let the course do it. Maybe so is it depends, or maybe so it depends, is a yes with a qualifier attached. That means that, well, it depends. I mean, if it's selling cocaine, no. If it's, digging ditches 50 hours a week, no. But if it's a cool business that doesn't interrupt or interfere with what I'm doing in my real estate career, perhaps. So then I teach you what to do, what's called a reframe question, which is essentially reframing the question in a slightly different manner to elicit a yes response. Okay. That's what it is. So again, my objective is to just spin your brain a little bit, get you thinking. Okay. And then you get to decide whether you want to act. You can try this on your own. It took me a long time to get this dialed in and figured out. The other thing that I include that used to be separate, and there's going to be a link on my page if you want to get the course and the add-ons at a discount. There's a special link for it here on this post. Is I created an add-on to the training, which was Insider Secrets Live Dials, which are actual real phone calls of me prospecting real people. I mean, once you listen to it, you realize these are not made up calls. In fact, I just got did I save it? I didn't save it. Oh, it's on my Facebook Messenger. I had a client of mine who I did a training for a few weeks ago. She had a dude that bought my course, started going through the live dials, which is me making real calls. So it's like you can model, you can mirror everything I do. You can hear the yeses, you can hear the nos, you can see how I react and I respond to those. I mean, it's a game changer. That in and of itself, just by itself, would make you good. I mean, there's a lot. I'm not going to go into the details of the course. I mean, just let me tell you, it's if I want to teach you how to recruit professionals, where to find them, what to say to them, what their hot buttons are, like how to find them locally, regionally, nationally, internationally, online, offline, how to do it. Like that's what the whole Insider Secrets Recruiting Professionals training program is. The add-on, which is the live dials, is ideal. And this guy was like I'm not going to play it because of my speakers. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Hold on. Bear with me. So I did not plan on this and I don't know. Hold tight. Let me see if I can play this for you guys.
Hi, Heather. I just wanted to let you know, thank you for having Todd on the other night. I got to watch the replay and then I ordered the class and I just watched his first live dial, and the technique he uses, any of us could use that. And it just is amazing. And I feel it helped me feel more confident. I was still a little nervous, but that just listening to him to doing those live calls and talking to people, getting yeses, getting nos, talking to professionals, just any of us could do it. So I just feel more confident and moving forward and doing this and being more successful than I even thought at first. So again, thank you so much.
I don't know if you heard that. I hope you could hear it. I have the speaker turned up pretty loud. So there you go. Here's the deal. If you're on my podcast or on YouTube, you need to come over here in fact, let me just double check because now I've been talking so long, I don't remember. Hold tight. Okay. So this episode, if you're on my YouTube channel and you want to, where's this course? Where can I get a discount? I heard that I'm in ToddFalcone.com/episode 310. Also, if you're on my, hang on, let me turn that down. Also, if you're on my, my podcast, which is audio and you're not seeing me and you want to get all the details, you're like, okay, I'm in ToddFalcone.com/episode 310. Okay. And just like anything else, man, like I've been training professionally in the network marketing space for, I don't know, I think 18, 19 years. What am I going to do? Am I going to run with your money? Am I going to be like that guy that's like, oh, I'm not going to give you a refund. Screw you. Like I got one reputation and that's it. I'm not going to blow my reputation trying to screw you over $297 purchase. That's just dumb. What I want to do is I want to hear you be another Jim Tanner story or an Andrew Eaton story or a Jeff Morrell story or this guy who I don't even know story or countless others that I can refer to. You can do it on LinkedIn. You can do it on Facebook. You can do it on the phone. You can do it wherever. I mean, it is, again, if you corner me and said you can only recruit one way, this is it. I mean, yeah, social media is cool. And the other thing is, you guys are all like, hey, yeah, social media, which is fine. And you're like, oh, that's not cold market recruiting. Don't tell me you've had a sandwich with every person that you're reaching out to on Facebook. You haven't. There are people that you're connected to from a group or a friend of a friend or whatever it is. But you haven't hung out, spent the day together, went fishing together. I mean, that's different. That's warm market. So even these people that you're reaching out to on social media, and I'm not knocking social media. I'll do what you're doing on social media, but at the very least, like add in some specific talent scouting. And the reason you're not doing it is because you haven't been taught to do it, or you're afraid of what the response is. I'll get you through all of that. That's the whole concept behind the ISR, Insider Secrets to Recruiting Professionals. That's our short code for Insider Secrets within our team. So again, I can just get your brain spinning today. But get the course. There's a link here on the post. You'll get it at a discount. I used to sell the Recruiting Pros live dial separately. So it over doubled the price of Insider Secrets. You get them both. Plus you get the search training. You get the hot hot buttons and pain points checklist, which is huge. I won't get into that really, but it's like, you don't have to be a realtor or an insurance agent or a professional in this area to recruit those professionals. I give you the hot buttons, meaning the things that aren't so good, the things that they don't really like about those careers. That gives you a distinct advantage when you're reaching out to those people. It gives you just enough knowledge to be deadly in a good way. Okay. So, all right, that's it. I'm out. Yeah. So we'll see you on the next episode. And here's what I want. I want you to start recruiting pros. And then you can be like one of these people like Falcone. I'm leaving you a voice shot like that. That was an out of the blue voice shot. Totally. It was super cool. I'm glad I could find it without you guys having to wait for too long. And I'm not going to edit it where I'm like trying to find it. So I'm one take Todd. That's just how I roll. I used to be, when I was in advertising for a very short period of time, and I would try to make spec commercials for my clients, and I would call myself 20 take Todd because I was trying to be Mr. Radio voice as I was doing the commercial for Cardinale Automotive Group, and I sucked. So better to just use your natural voice anyhow. All right. Yeah. So there you go. Again, YouTubers, appreciate you. If you want this course, you want details on it, ToddFalcone.com/episode 310. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Have a good day.